Oh, so last week, our friend Seth, commented on the past episode. He said,
Seth!
so we're talking about the centers, the heroin centers in Seattle.
Okay.
He was like, okay,
Are needed everywhere.
fuck the legality of what they are doing. They are providing a safe place for drug use. They will be able to provide testing of these controlled/uncontrolled substances, and in turn, that could help save lives because there's a multitude of people. There's a multitude of people who take drugs that could potentially be a different substance than what they thought due to the fact they don't test their substances or they can't. I believe this could cut down on overdoses overall if this was nationwide.
Okay.
Yeah, he's right.
I could understand that it would cut down on ODs. I believe it does bring people together for an area to like help them and be more safe.
Yeah.
But Seth, you're forgetting the main point. It's fucking illegal to do heroin in every fucking state of America.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, instead of, I don't know, punishing people that break the fucking law, we should make safe spaces for them. So Seth, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
How does this affect when it comes to other laws? Other laws. I mean, we've got to have other activity that's socially frowned upon and is illegal. Let's think about it. Domestic abuse. That's right there. It's illegal. Do we have safe spaces for domestic abuse people?
Domestic abuse isn't a victimless crime
Using drugs is not a victimless crime. No, it's not.
because people's families are affected.
No, because people then because people's families are affected, but so is society. You have people that are exposed to this kind of lifestyle because of these people that are using illegal substances. You have crime that is perpetuated by people that are using these illegal substances. You think the guy that wants to shoot up heroin has a nice, 9-to-5 job, pays his bills and does his taxes and is a completely productive member of society? I'm sure there might be some of those people out there, but I guarantee you they are not the norm. So you have groups,
I don't know who the normal
buildings that
heroin
set
users are.
Okay, when it comes to like crime, as far as like theft, assault, and all that kind of stuff, usually in like high population areas, like inner cities and stuff like that, it will be because of some kind of drug correlation.
Right.
So this guy wants heroin. What's he going to do? He's going to mug somebody and take their fucking money so he can buy heroin because guess what? He couldn't keep his job because he's a fucking druggie. So now you're creating crime in an area.
So you're saying these centers for testing for HIV, giving out clean needles, giving people a place to inject heroin in, like seek counseling maybe. You're saying that's going to increase crime in the area?
I think it's going to bring a group of people that they didn't want. I see these centers as thinking
I think they already got them.
I think that they're going to be bringing people. They're seeing this as like, oh, we're going to be bringing people in, and it's going to clean them up.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. No, you're just creating an area for these people to use drugs. Now, giving up the clean needles, that's fucking ridiculous.
Why?
Because why would you give somebody paraphernalia to use drugs?
So that they're not getting pregnant and giving their babies hepatitis because they use dirty needles.
But you're still breaking a law. As ridiculous as it sounds, that's like giving a pedophile the address of a local child. It's like, hey,
they give out
I know
free
this
condoms.
is illegal, but here you go.
They give
this
out free
kid's address. Oh, by the way, he's a nice redheaded boy. He's 6 years old. It's just the type that you want. And I know that you don't want to get sick, so we've made sure that he's all nice and STD clean for you. That's exactly what they're fucking doing.
No, it's not.
In a weird, exaggerated way, you are literally just perpetuating breaking the law. Now,
they give out condoms.
These kind of programs only work in countries where the laws are built to rehabilitate people, not criminally incarcerate them. Portugal has these kind of establishments all over.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because all drugs are legal in Portugal.
So if heroin became legal tomorrow, you'd be all for the centers.
I'd be all for it because it's fucking legal. Hey, guess what? You have a drug problem? Instead of fucking throwing you in prison and not actually attacking the issue, we're going to give you a better way to protect yourself. That's when it's totally viable. But when you are establishing centers for people to take drugs illegally, that doesn't fucking do anything.
But Seth's definitely going to have a reply for you.
Well, that's cool. I don't care. That's
He
fine.
definitely will.
Because I can't agree with somebody that's telling me that we should have establishments to help people break the law. It makes no sense to me.
I so don't care that drugs are illegal. I like to discuss them. I like to discuss centers
Mm-hmm.
like this. I like to discuss problems with the use of them.
Mm-hmm.
I like to discuss, good things about the use of them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like the benefits of MDMA or the benefits of mushrooms or the
benefits of marijuana.
marijuana or acid. And
Yeah.
I don't want in those conversations, I don't like people who are just. I don't want people to just be like, yeah, but they're illegal, so it's just like. And
That's
it's like
the
it's
that's
like, I
the
don't
biggest
care.
point.
I don't care that they're illegal. It doesn't matter.
What do you mean you don't care that they're
I don't.
illegal?
I think that we can discuss them, and we can have centers like this, or you can write books about them or do studies on them. Like colleges should do all these kinds of studies and data and da da da.
Mm-hmm.
Like this whole culture, but it doesn't matter. I don't care that they're legal.
I understand that.
It's,
that you
it's
don't
like
care that they're legal.
we can. It's like the
But it
drug.
doesn't change the fact, Brad, that it's illegal.
Who cares?
You can care or not care as much as you want about what the law is, but guess what? We live in a society, a country, and there are laws.
There are laws, yeah.
So,
And
do
they-
you believe that we should follow laws?
Some.
Okay, so like
Not all.
what's one?
What's the law that we should follow?
Yeah.
Don't steal.
Okay, don't steal. Mm-hmm. Do you
Yes.
agree that people that have drug problems are more prone to stealing?
Maybe.
Maybe no. Yes or no?
Are more
Because I'm not saying all are going to do it. I'm saying a person that has a drug addiction is more prone to steal.
Sure.
Okay. So by allowing them to do drugs, you're promoting stealing.
No.
In a side
you're
in a side way, everything is affected. That's why everyone thinks all these things are disconnected. They affect everything. Just like education levels affect crime rates.
Dude, it's like not having money is the root of all evil. That's promoting stealing. Not helping fucking homeless people, or homeless people that are talking to a brick wall all day because they have mental problems. That's promoting stealing. Those people are gonna steal. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I know plenty of drug users, even hardcore drugs, meth, heroin, cocaine. They don't steal.
I know, but that's not the norm. That is not the norm.
Then I don't know what the norm is.
Most likely the norm is that
Because the norm of stuff that I've witnessed throughout my life isn't that.
So is that maybe why you don't care, because you've had a disconnection from these kind of situations that people deal with all the time?
Probably.
All over the country? People that have their
Yes.
garages broken into? We live in a city in of itself that has a crime problem because of a drug problem.
Yeah.
So I have had stuff that has been stolen personally in this town.
Yeah.
Most likely by a person who's using it to buy drugs.
Yeah. You're assuming.
I'm assuming, yes. But I wouldn't be surprised if I was right.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
So what I'm saying is you have to care about what the laws are.
I think
So
that
instead of just saying, hey, we're gonna make a building that helps people use drugs, how about we do this? How about we just change the laws?
well, yeah, they should change the laws. And I don't think changing the laws is gonna make people do more heroin or do less heroin. It doesn't matter to a heroin user whether it's legal or not. They're gonna get it.
Obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's gonna create more kind of negative behavior.
And I think that in that article that we talked about last week, they said that they have a rising heroin problem in the King County and Seattle, the city. So they already got these people, and it's like steadily rising. Mm-hmm. So the people are already there. It's not gonna like bring people in, to do heroin because they're already there.
Exactly, but do you think there's going to be more people doing it if they make these places?
I have no idea.
You have a person that's
have
never
no
tried
idea.
drugs just because they know it's illegal, then there's a lot of negative connotations with it. They're more likely to try it if it's a safe space is made for them.
I don't know if someone who's never done heroin is gonna
I've known
see a safe
I've-
space like that and just want to go in and be like, "Can I have a needle? I would like to intravenously inject heroin right now." I've never done it.
Why
before.
wouldn't they? I've known people. I've known
Because
people. I've known
they're
people
opening a
personally.
huge can of worms in their life if they want to do
Yeah,
that.
but if they want to try it, that's what they want to do. And if
Oh,
it's
for
legal,
sure.
then that's fine. But I've known people that in Washington and Colorado that once pot was legalized, then they did it.
That's awesome.
The only thing keeping them from doing it was the fact that it was illegal.
Well, I think that's a super bitch move.
A super bitch
That's
move.
fucking stupid.
No,
If
that's
if
called that's called being a law-abiding citizen.
That's so dumb. I hate
Why is that dumb?
Because if you want to do it, do it.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Man, I really like that Xbox One you have over there.
No.
I'm just gonna fucking take it.
See, I'm only, like I was saying, you know, I only think about that in sort of the drug culture community topics of discussion.
Removing the topic, you are promoting lawlessness.
I don't think all laws should be followed.
Okay, but
Yeah. Some should.
Who are you to choose what laws are followed or not?
Well, I can
followed?
choose them for my own, for my life.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
guess what? You can choose them, but it doesn't change the fact that there's still laws.
No, it doesn't.
That by living in this country and paying your taxes and expecting certain things, you have agreed to follow.
Just by being born here?
That's life, man.
I don't agree to follow
You want to
that
be able
shit.
to call the cops when someone breaks into your house and steals all your shit?
Yeah.
Pay your fucking taxes.
I do.
Follow the laws.
I'll follow the laws I want to follow.
No.
And I think everybody should do that as well.
Okay.
Like, what if you're like a hardcore...
I don't think I should have to pay my ex-wife child support because she's lived with her mother for the last 8 years, and her mother lives with her grandfather, so she has 2 adult incomes that she's living off of, but yet
Yeah.
I still have to give her child support.
Yeah.
Interesting. She's in a much more financially stable situation than I am, but I'm still giving her money because we have 2 children together. I don't want to follow that law, but guess what? I have to.
Well, it sounds like you have less of a choice in that matter.
Really?
Yes.
Because I cannot follow the law.
You could.
Yeah. So does
That's
that make
on-
it,
that's
does it
on
make
you.
it does it make it right? Do you agree with that? You think it'd be cool for me to just say fuck it, I'm not paying child support?
That's on you. That's
No,
not for
you
me.
have to- you
if
have
it
to
was
take
for
a
me,
stance,
if it was for
Brad.
me in my life, then it would be up for me to decide whether I wanted to or not.
How about this? How about I crash into your car
Yeah.
and I break your leg?
Yeah.
Do you think I should have to pay for your car? Do you think I should have to pay for your medical bills?
Yeah.
That's a
guess.
fucking
Your-
law
your
right
insurance.
there.
Yeah,
Guess
those
what?
laws
I
should be
don't have-
followed.
I don't have the money, but I have friends that live on the other side of the country. I'm just not going to pay. I'm going to go to the other side of the country.
That's up to you then. Hopefully, I have
Does it make it?
insurance.
Does it make it right?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
These laws should be followed. I've chosen the laws that should be followed
Okay.
in my life, and I'm gonna stick to that. And I think everybody kind of has to do that. You shouldn't let the government just dictate how you live and die.
but these are laws that we all
Because it's like
agree to follow.
say you're like a hardcore Buddhist
Mm-hmm.
or something, and then all of a sudden tomorrow in the United States it's illegal to be Buddhist. Does that mean you stop being Buddhist? No, that'd be a bitch move.
You're now talking about like a moral and ethical situation. I'm talking about just like
What if
basics.
smoking marijuana is part of your religion? You just I'm not gonna do it because it's illegal. No, dude,
Yeah,
do your
it's
religion.
illegal.
No, do your religion.
There are religions where it's legal to take people and sacrifice. No, it's illegal to take people and sacrifice them, but that's what the religion says for them to do. You're saying that's okay?
No.
See, you're choosing something.
Yes,
that,
I'm choosing.
You're choosing laws and rules that you want to follow
Yes.
because it affects you.
Yeah.
But you have these other laws that obviously haven't affected you in your life, and you're saying they're not
Yeah.
important. I agree with you. I don't think drugs should be illegal.
Neither do I.
I think if you want to
So
fuck,
say-
if you
so
want
fuck
to
that.
if you want to put gasoline in your fucking veins because it makes you feel good, go for it.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So
And if you want to live and die by the fact that you don't think you should have to have car insurance for your car, you'll literally die for that right, and the government says that you have to do it. Fucking don't do it.
that doesn't make sense
Why?
because you're saying
Stand up for what you
you're
believe
just-
in. I'm
just because
there's
what you
nobody who actually believes that, and it's
What are
like
you talking about? I'm sure there are people that believe.
Well,
it.
no, there's
There are
people who
who live out in the woods with freaking gun collections that think they shouldn't have to pay taxes, but yet they think that they should be protected by their government. Fuck the government. Government can't tell me what to do. I'm a free citizen. Oh shit, an invading army. Where's my military to help me fight these people? I sure wish I actually had military training instead of just a fucking stash of weapons I can't even shoot properly.
that's up to everybody. Has up to them to decide.
No, that's so fucked up.
Why?
Because you're saying people can choose the laws they want to follow.
Yes, and they do, and everybody does every single day. They choose whether they can follow them or not.
And you
You
think that's
do?
completely fine.
Yeah, you do, and I do. You get in your car and you decide whether you want to speed, whether you want to put your turn signal on. You make that decision.
But when it affects you, when does it matter? If I take your Xbox, all of a sudden it matters because now it affects you?
I'm not saying you should take anybody else's Xbox.
Really?
Yeah.
But you're saying I should follow the laws that I believe I should follow. I really want an Xbox, Brad. I can't afford one.
You have
You
one.
have one right there. And I really, really, really want it.
You have one.
And I think deep down inside, I should have one. I should be able to take that Xbox and have it because I see no reason why you should have one and I don't.
Hey,
But you know what?
and you know what?
It's
There's
not
people.
fucking right, so I don't do it because it's against the law.
There's people who think that way,
yeah,
and they
you-
break into people's houses and take shit.
And some of those people are just like you, Brad. Where you come
Yeah.
home from work and all of a sudden your fucking TV, your Xbox,
Yeah.
your dog is gone, your
Yeah.
drum set's gone, and you think that's
Yeah.
totally fine
No, I don't think it's fine.
That-
I would never think that's fine.
because it's something you think should
No,
be
I don't think they
followed.
should do. I don't think person A and person B in Florida, person A should steal person B shit.
Okay.
You said what's one law you think that's like a good law and people shouldn't follow or should follow, and I said don't steal.
okay.
Yeah.
But you're saying
But when
that.
it comes
But
to
then you're also saying
a
that a
drug-
person should only follow the laws they feel they should follow.
Basically, what
What
I'm
if
saying
that
is
contradicts you?
I don't, that doesn't make sense to me. But
What
what
are
I
you
was
talking-
basically
okay,
saying was
you
a
say
drug
don't
as far as
steal.
drugs.
You say don't steal.
Yeah.
What if someone else believes that it's not stealing?
Oh, they're wrong.
That's exactly you think.
So
only
if you
law should
believe-
apply
if
as
you
they
believe
affect
that
you.
if
That
you-
is selfish.
If you believe that it's wrong to do drugs, then don't do them.
I think
And that it's right that they're illegal, then don't do them. It's fine. But there's people who want to do them,
yeah,
and I think it's fine that they do them.
but it's still illegal, Brad.
It doesn't. I don't care.
You're only saying it because it doesn't affect you. That is so selfish. I hate to tell you this, man, but that's a selfish outlook.
I don't see how it's selfish.
I think only rules should apply when they affect me. If they don't affect me, fuck everyone else. That's exactly what you're saying.
I don't see how that's what I'm saying.
You just said that you don't believe people should steal.
Yes.
I know for a fact that there are people out there that think they can and should.
Right. And they do.
So when they take your shit,
Right.
do you call the police?
Yes.
Why?
Because that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do because it's
Yeah.
illegal for people
I don't
to steal.
have to.
Because it's illegal for people to steal shit. Yeah, technically,
'Cause-
you don't have to.
People have stolen from me before, and I didn't call the police.
I understand that.
Yeah.
You chose not to.
Yeah.
But does that change the fact that it's illegal?
No.
Does it make it right?
No.
So now it's
In my
now
opinion,
it's
it makes it
affecting you.
not. It's still not right.
But it's not wrong for them. It's completely fine for
Right.
them.
Right.
But you said just now that if you don't believe in a law, you don't have to follow it. Now, I get what you're saying. I think you're kind of going like the concept of like, let's say it's a military situation.
No, I think what I'm saying, this doesn't apply to all the laws, and I think that you're trying to make it seem like I'm saying it does, when in fact I'm saying I never said that it did. We started with talking about heroin, and for some reason you think that I'm saying with any kind of law, whether it's taxes or stealing, that I would say that it applies to that, when I would never say that.
But I'm asking you this. Where is the line? Where is it?
Everyone's
where do we
line's
decide
different.
Where is the line? What laws should apply and what laws should not? You are promoting.
They're all
you're
existent,
sa-
whether
you're
you want
sa-
them to apply or not, whether you choose or not. That's all reality. The laws are everywhere.
So
you know what I'm saying?
I get that. Reality. That's
Yeah.
how it is.
Yeah.
Now, saying
So
that's
know
how,
that.
saying that's how it is. Now you are saying that a certain situation should be allowed because that's what you think, even though it contradicts laws. But on the other hand, you're saying a certain other situation. But now these are the two examples: someone stealing your shit, and then there's an establishment that promotes illegal drug use. You have two things. You say that this one should apply because it affects you.
All laws are not
This
equal.
one should not. Of course, laws are not all equal.
Right.
I understand that, but they're still laws.
I understand that.
Just like it's illegal to drive after consuming alcohol.
Right. I'm not saying you're supposed to. I'm not saying
That's exactly what you're saying. 'cause
No,
you-
it's not.
Didn't you just say that didn't you say earlier when we started discussing this that you think this establishment that promotes illegal drug use is a good idea?
yes. It's a
How?
good idea.
It's promoting.
Do you think a bar is a good idea? Do you think a bar promotes people driving drunk? Of course it does. How many people do you think drive drunk home from the bar every day? Millions and millions and millions of
But
people.
it's still illegal.
Of course it is.
So people get punished when they are caught doing it.
Right. So if I go into the safe space for heroin and I buy a bunch of heroin and then I roll down the street and
But
start
it's
trying to
illegal
sell it
to
to
do-
kids,
it's illegal to
then
do
I
the
should
heroin.
get arrested.
It's illegal to do the heroin in the building, and it's illegal
Yeah.
to do the heroin outside of it. It's illegal to do heroin everywhere.
I know, it sucks.
But it's not illegal to drink everywhere.
No, it's not.
No, you're allowed to drink in your home. You're allowed to drink in certain areas out in public. You're allowed to drink inside of certain public areas as well.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to operate a motorized vehicle when you're after consuming alcohol?
No.
No. It's just you're not. It's whatever. We've been beating this to death. I'm
Yeah,
sure
you
everyone
don't
has this
fucking
down.
know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm
No,
talking about.
you don't know.
You want people to be shooting up heroin on your front porch.
No, I don't.
Well, that's what they're gonna do.
We're gonna call a fucking representative from these safe spaces.
I want to find.
'Cause
I
you don't
find
know
out
what-
the science behind it. Because when I heard about Portugal,
Oh my god.
no, when I heard about Portugal when they legalized drugs, I was like, interesting. Because when I first learned that, I was like 18, 17 years old. I'm like, why the fuck would they do that? They're gonna have druggies all over the place. Well, guess what? That's not how it is. Because they promote rehabilitation for drug use. So
Do you think if someone wants to smoke weed, they should or they shouldn't?
I think I think plainly, just taking out the fact, let's say the situation of smoking weed, I think someone wants to do something illegal, they shouldn't fucking do it because it's illegal. If they want to do something legal, fucking go for it.
I don't like the
Fucking
idea
have fun.
of just allowing people to run your life for you.
Well, guess what, man? That's America. Because I don't think people should.
I don't think it is.
I don't think people should be able to come in and take all my shit and murder my family.
You know, America was founded on people who didn't want people running their lives for them.
America was
Right.
founded by a bunch of rich men that were losing a bunch of money because of taxes put on them and their companies that they didn't like. Do you know that
Talking
most,
about the people that came over from England.
Do you know that
those were rich men?
most of the people that signed the Declaration of Independence were wealthy people? You know, John Hancock had a shipping company that took major financial cuts to their pay because of the new tax. They didn't give a fuck that they were taxing everyone else. He was pissed because he was having to pay more money on the cargo that he was shipping over.
So it wasn't people who disagreed with the king and were scared of the king and didn't like the religious
it was
laws.
Wealthy people.
They wrote up all those things saying religious freedom, freedom of speech. They wrote all that shit.
You have to get the people behind you, otherwise you're not going to be able to start a government. You don't think politicians say shit that they don't actually believe just to get people that
That's
they.
the beginning name of the game.
That's exactly what it is, and that's how it was in the day. Everyone thinks these founding fathers were saints. No, they were rich people that were finding ways to make more money. Heaven forbid it was a fucking war that went afterwards. How many of those people in the Declaration of Independence that signed it actually fought in war?
I can only name one person that signed it.
John Hancock.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
So that's
I don't know
that's
about
what
any
we
of the
all
people.
know.
They may
I know
have.
most of those other people didn't.
I don't know that.
I know Ben Franklin never fought in a fucking war.
He was too busy fucking around with wires,
He was a smart guy. Just saying.
becoming president.
It's easy to tell people that you're trying to protect their freedoms when you're making a buck off of that too. Anyways, we're off topic. You got me heated.
I just think it's crazy to think.
Seth, I think you're crazy. I think the concept
I'm with Seth.
I think the concept of creating a safe space for drug use is a good idea when the drug is legal.
That's retarded.
No, it's completely
think that
sane. I
it's-
think most people would disagree with you. I think most people would agree with the fact that there are laws in this country that we should follow.
So you're for a big government.
I'm for laws that we agree on that make common sense. That are like common sense. Like, hey, that drug is illegal, and while it's illegal,
Do you know why
we
it's
shouldn't
illegal?
promote. Huh?
Do you know why it's illegal?
Let's give me an example.
Do you know why marijuana is illegal?
I know
this
marijuana was
country.
made illegal because of certain companies that were trying to get it out of the whole hemp and stuff like that to get it out. I know that history. I understand that.
It's not illegal because it affects your body in any way.
I get that.
Right.
Okay, so do you think heroin and marijuana are the same then?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
So how does that apply to heroin?
Well, I don't know. I think the idea for the heroin is good because I think the less people that do it, the better.
There's more people are going to do it.
I think they already have a problem with people doing it.
Of
a
course
huge
they
problem.
do.
So they need to do something other than
Like
make it
instead
more
of,
legal.
Instead of making it criminalized, it should be something that should be treated as obviously a mental issue or a medical issue. They should be rehabilitated. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, for sure.
But that doesn't mean you make a space for them to go do it.
I think because some guy named William Randolph Hearst wanted to print his newspaper company on paper, so he started talking about white or black guys raping white women because they're smoking some Mexican weed called
the reefer-
marijuana.
I know, reefer
and
madness,
got
I've
the
heard
whole
all
thing
about that.
freaking illegalized. I don't think that should affect my life or someone's who's like their religion's like Rastafarian and like smoking weed is a huge part of their religion. I don't think they should be like, well, I guess I can't do that anymore.
But that
because
doesn't
of
apply
William
to,
Randolph
that
Hearst.
doesn't apply to heroin. That applies to marijuana, not
Right.
heroin. So
Right.
we're not talking
sure.
about safe spots to go smoke pot.
Yeah.
We're talking about heroin.
And I think the less people that do it, the better. But I think the city of Seattle has a huge problem. So in making these centers, they're trying to do something. They're trying to throw some sort of bucket of water on a fire.
A fucking house fire.
Yeah,
And
do
that-
something.
and that
Grab a bucket.
That bucket of water is not going to do anything.
It's better than just standing there watching it burn. Just fucking let it burn.
I don't know. Call the fire department and have the fire department come put the house out with the right equipment.
Just start shooting crackheads.
No.
Oh,
Firefighters don't shoot people. But I'm talking about you have a solution. You have a solution that can be created to make something better.
so what's your solution for the heroin problem?
I think what we should do is, one, we should treat drug use, like illegal drug use, as a medical rehabilitation problem. I don't think that we should have jails filled with people that have, like, one, been caught smoking pot or something like that. I think the criminalization of drugs and just throwing them into prison, blah, 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 not to mention the stigma that people have on convicts. So that person that, did drugs, why'd they do drugs? I don't know. Maybe their life sucked. Maybe their life was really stressful.
Maybe they're just curious.
And maybe they were just curious.
Yeah.
So, but instead of rehabilitating them, we just separate them from society, which we pay for, by the way,
Who?
with our taxes.
Oh, the jails?
We all pay for that.
Jails.
So the people that own the jails make money off the people that
Right.
have been incarcerated because of drug use.
So thank God that they're not continuing to do that.
I think the way
Thank God.
I think the way that America has approached the so-called drug war has been terrible.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it has been.
So let's fix it.
Let's fix it.
And I don't think making places where people can use drugs fixes it.
I think it does.
I don't.
I definitely think it does.
If this was a free clinic to help rehabilitate heroin people, like people that use heroin,
they
then I'd be on
provide
board. They provide
testing,
They provide-
counseling services.
yes.
If you go in there and you go in there and shoot up, and it's Monday, I go in and shoot up. Tuesday, I go in and shoot up. Wednesday, I go in and shoot up.
So
Come
what
Friday,
stops- so
if
what
I go in
stops
there,
you?
and I'm like, you know what, my wife's left me. My kids won't talk to me. Maybe this isn't right for me. So you fucking walk down the hall of the heroin shoot up safe space and knock on the counselor's door and be like, I need help.
I get that.
Because they got you. It's like, get them in the door somehow. You know what I'm saying? Get them in the door
I understand
somehow.
they get them in the door somehow, but I think that's going to be
How else are you gonna
the
get?
percentages of people going in there for help are going to be a lot lower than the people that just go in there.
No, I know
and
that. Yeah, for sure.
Instead of having to use a needle that they found in the alleyway because they can't afford to get another one, they got a free one. I don't think it's going to drop the drug use problem. I don't think it's going to decrease the number of drug uses. I think it's actually going to increase.
I don't think it's going to increase.
I think it would.
I think the scenario
it will increase.
the scenario of people going there to shoot up safely and then turning to help. I think there's going to be more of that. There's going to be people who are just sitting around, have a good 9-to-5 job, have their life together, and be like, I just want to go try heroin. I think that could happen, but I think one is going to happen more.
We'll see.
But who knows? Who
We'll
the
see.
fuck knows?
I might be proven wrong.
Good job,
but
Seth,
I
cocksucker.
might be I might be proven wrong, but I don't think I will be.
Okay,
I'm fascinated to find out. I'm fascinated
Yeah.
to find out what will happen with these establishments. If it fucking works, then holy shit, I'll have some cognitive dissonance, and I'll realize that the way I've been thinking has been wrong. But you know what? I understand that's a possibility, but I don't think that's how it is.
Gary Vee, who's the guy I listen to, who's like a super good with money, businessman, motivational guy. He's like, he used to steal people's flowers out of their front lawn, then knock on the door and sell it to them. He's like, I'm all for stealing and fucking selling if that's what you have to do. You know? He's like, he heard of a kid who was
Because
going.
it doesn't affect you.
He heard of a kid going door to door, knocking on the door, being like, "What do you want to donate to the homeless?" And just making up a bunch of bullshit, and then people would give him money, and he would just keep the money, just making up shit. And he's like, sometimes that's what you got to do, man. Just hustle.
If you guys notice what I'm noticing, that this is all okay as long as it doesn't affect Brad. That's like someone coming to your house and jacking your dog and then painting him a different color and be like, hey, man, I heard you lost your dog. I'm really sorry about that, but I just know.
other one.
I don't know. I have this other dog. His name is
Bash.
Bash. I got this dog named Bash. Would you love this dog named Bash?
That's crazy.
And you're like, fuck yeah, I miss my dog Cash, and it sounds like Cash, and he almost looks like Cash, but he's a different color. It's
Yeah.
really weird. You know, it's weird in fact because he knows exactly where the toys are. I would love him. This dog's perfect.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. It's completely fine.
Anyway.
How long have we been talking about this? Fucking like 30 minutes.
Yeah. So you want to talk about your Utah land?
Guys,
Mike's moving back to Utah because they're changing alcohol laws.
God. Hey guys, speaking of which, of where I think that he was talking about how there are certain laws that created. I think
Just don't let the government dictate your entire life.
I think laws should be fought legally, not just ignored. But this is getting a little ridiculous.
I'm not saying ignore laws.
Utah is now the strictest state when it comes
to alcohol.
to alcohol consumption now.
I'm just saying, don't let the government dictate 100% of your fucking life.
I get that. If the government
just hold on to that 5%, and if you want to fight for that 5%, fight for it.
I get that. And I could understand that in certain ways, but I think in other ways, which you are talking about, it's ridiculous.
No, you were talking about.
No,
I was talking about 5%.
You should say no to, and there are certain laws you should.
Yes.
Like don't steal. Now I'm of the mind. I don't understand. I don't understand like reading books and watching videos. Like there's this book I'm reading. It's called Mouse right now. It's a graphic novel. It's MAUS. So mouse, think Nazis and stuff like that. And it's told from the perspective of a Jewish person from Poland who dealt with the whole situation of like Auschwitz and the Nazi occupation. And I'm reading, and this is like a firsthand account. Like this is a person's story, like a real life person's story done in a graphic novel kind of way. Look it up. Pulitzer Prize winning graphic novel. Like the story is fucking amazing. And you see these German soldiers, and they're doing these terrible, terrible things. And I don't understand like how they could do it. I, for one, could not, as a soldier, go to another country and my captain say, go into that house and shoot that family and take all their stuff. There's no way in fucking hell I could do that. In fact, I would probably shoot the captain who told me to do that because that's a fucking terrible, horrible thing to do.
I think a lot of those Nazis were just scared.
I can understand that.
Fuck yeah.
But you got to take a stance somewhere. That's the kind of stance I can understand. That's disobeying a law that you believe is morally wrong.
Right.
So.
Right.
But I want to be able to use heroin, and I don't like that people tell me I can't. So I'm going to use it. Oh, look at that. I think there's a place over there I can use it. I'm going to go in there. They have cable that I can watch HBO.
You could go in the bathroom at Burger King and fucking use it.
It's still legal.
I'm not saying it's not.
You get arrested for doing it. Anyways, we're getting off. Okay, back to Utah. Utah, everyone, has dropped the legal drinking limit from